Also, understanding our history is that one of the biggest things that was destroyed by chattel slavery was social capital in the Black community. It meant that the same way that other people look at us and they're kind of side-eyed and they're saying, I don't know if I can trust, I don't know if I can connect, that even Black people have challenges with one another because of that history, connecting and trusting. And so, lo and behold, even in 2021, it is hard to look across this country and places outside of places where all you have are Black people, but where there are just groups of Black people, to see organized business, organized community. Unfortunately, often those places are the ones where there's lots of Black people. It's the place that people are trying to move away from. And so that is a sad reality. That's something I feel like, oh, that's not what we want. We want a space where our culture is shared, where other people get to come and celebrate it. And they come and they say, oh, I'm learning. Oh, I've never tried this. Wow, I never even thought to do it this way. And that happens in a lot of these different places, these cultural centers, and we want to see more of those for the Black community. I believe that that means that people will begin to see and understand the Black community differently when they experience the culture in a different way. When they see it, not from the media that is reinterpreting who they think we are, because we don't own the media, but from ourselves, our authentic self, sharing this wonderful thing that has resulted from hundreds of years, many of which were in oppression. But what has now sort of become just amazing creativity that you find in the Black community.
It's a lot because when I first got here, like I said, I used to do parties and shows, so I wasn't focused on business. I was just having fun partying back and forth to New York. But when I got here and started doing business, my eyes kind of really opened up. All this place is just all Spanish, and it's so funny, like you said, you're saying the right thing about Black money being spent with each other, because if you understand the concept, we're the only nation that don't spend with each other. Spanish supports Spanish. There's 10, maybe more, maybe less, but the average around, there's like 10 Spanish restaurants going down Broad Street, and I am the only Black restaurant here, and there's 10 of them. And if there's 10 of them down there, all 10 of them do good. There's not one of them complaining. You know what I mean? All of them is doing good because there's a Spanish community here that supports them. Even before this restaurant came, I'm sure you probably went to the Pitos or whatever to go get a plate of food. I used to go to Pitos, you know what I'm saying? But that's where most Black people go to get food. There's nothing here for Black people. You know what I mean? And the minute you said the key thing, the minute we learn how to start spending with each other, you know what I mean? If you go and open up a Black business to cater to Black people, you're most likely gonna fail. You know what I mean? Because it's a stigma that is out there, and it's not us that made it happen like this, but it's there. And it's just like watching a TV as a kid growing up. Certain things stick in your head without even knowing it. You see what I'm saying? So us Black people, we're skeptic of Black business. You understand? I say this to a lot of people, like common little things. If you see a Black man have a fruit stand out there, you're most likely not gonna go buy from him because you're not used to seeing a Black people selling fruits. You're gonna crack and be like, I wonder if he stole that bunch of truck. It's probably not gonna be there next week. Which is majority of the time is true. You see what I'm saying? But we have that stigma within us and we don't even know it. Any Black business open up, we're gonna be suspicious in the beginning. The reason why most people even come here is because we've been here this long. I watched people walk past this restaurant over 2 years without even stepping foot in here. Black people, and they know this is a Black business. You know what I'm saying? 2 years. I come here every day. I see. You know what I mean? But when you hold your own and then you become successful, that's when they want to come and be like, yeah, my Black brother, like, you know what I'm saying? So you actually have to be successful first before Black people actually recognize you of anything. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard and stuff. But like I said, I was out partying, having fun. I never realized this myself until I'm here doing it. You know what I mean? But it's a stigma that somehow, some way, we have to change. Because if the Spanish community can spend within all these Spanish restaurants and they be good, they're gonna be good. But us black people, if you go open a business, you're not gonna be successful because no black people is gonna come support until you're there for 2 or 3 years. And if you open a business and you don't get a support for 2 or 3 years, you're gonna close. So the only thing that saved us, and that's why you see, I'll never forget these kids. The kids really saved this place, because if we were dependent on just Jamaican food, it would have never lasted the first year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to work with other black businesses. You know, if your space needs a cleaning service, think of me. But also, so I can serve another black business. But also, like, I like how they're having these workshops. Those are helpful, and providing legal service. That's been a big challenge for me. It's not that lawyers aren't there, right? But I don't necessarily work with a law firm. So if I have a case, I mean, most times they're just going to get thrown out because they feel like, you know, it's not worth it for them. But for a small business, we need that support from lawyers, because there's a lot of things that we don't know about, like I said before, because we don't jump into the business because we know everything, right? So making sure that, like, the black community isn't being ripped off by any other community, that's helpful. And that we're making sure that we're also well informed on startup businesses, operating a business, everything that goes into it.